So today I met one of very big builder in Toronto. He has been making huge skyscrapers, and I will describe the experience of meeting him. It was so surreal, So currently he's building two big skyscrapers with over 400 ohms each, And he's a guy who's at the top, So I met him through one of the university support groups. So my university back in India has some alumni here, and they run a support group for each other. So through that support group, I met him, and I went to his office, and it was like we met at a aroma coffee shop at the bottom floor of his building, and it was like a huge coffee shop with high floor and this in this huge building. And I was sitting with him, and he said we made this building, and then he saw see that park over there, there's a fountain, we donated 1.5 million for that park, we made this building for 158 million, that building in the front we made it. I don't know, yeah. Like when you see these big glassy buildings, these are the ultimate signs of luxury. So it just was very, I don't know, surreal experience for me to meet him and talk to him. So he has been in this industry for more than 20 years. He has built some of the like 15 or 20 like huge buildings in Toronto, and he's probably about to retire. And after some very initial introduction, I ran him through various ideas, what is happening, whatever. So I came up with my homework, of course. You don't get time of these big guys so easily, and so you have to do your homework. So I came up with my homework, what is happening in the construction industry, what are the futuristic ideas. So I ran him through all these concepts about nanomaterials, about blockchain, about IoT and AI/ML. So I was talking about all these ideas, and he was saying, no, this is not so interesting, this and that. And however, finally he himself raised an idea which actually I had talked about to him to this idea about this idea on phone before, and it seemed like that idea stuck with him. And he was like, when he was talking, it was clear that he found that idea to be very interesting. He said that's a huge problem for me, it takes me 1 month to do it, and I have to involve so many people, I have to pay for it, and it's a huge problem. If you can solve it, it's going to be big hit. So what is that problem? Probably I will not tell at this point of time. What is it called? The stealth mode. But yeah, interestingly, there is a problem apparently. And finally, I just asked him like, how could we work together if he'd be interested in joining an advisor. And good thing is he was, and he was open to discussing the terms. And I thought that, okay, let me just also think about, do more research and think whether I want to do this idea. And because I'm also evaluating some other domains, and I told him that, and that's where we ended the meeting. I think it was overall a very good meeting. We started with something. Now we have a very interesting idea here which has a big potential. It's in the domain where, I think without a person like him, probably I will not go into, because it requires some kind of domain expertise and someone to validate this thing. And he said that he has never seen something like that implemented yet. So I think it's an open problem. He would definitely like to see the solution. So now, what's next? So for me, I think the next step would be to evaluate the idea on two levels. One is, of course, the market size. Like, what is the size of this problem? How important, how big of a pain point this is for these construction guys. I have to also get feedback from probably other builders like him. And second, like, what will be they willing to pay, and how many companies there, such companies there are. And so what kind of revenues we can expect. So I have one ballpark number about valuations that I've learned from other successful entrepreneurs or other people in the game. I think around 100 million or 200 million revenue, the company becomes a unicorn. 100 million, 200 million of annual recurring revenue, the company becomes a unicorn. So whether this has a unicorn potential, and what kind of potential there is in this idea. Oh yeah, and the second thing that I need to evaluate is feasibility. Of course, there is this problem that people will want to see it solved, but how feasible it is to do in a certain time and budget. So I will do this study next as a homework before I can really say that this is a very good idea to work on.